Look at this calendar. For millions of people, that red circle on the 15th brings a wave of anxiety, serving as a monthly reminder that their personal wealth is being drained to pay off past purchases. We sign up for these recurring payments to get our hands on a new car or the latest smartphone, telling ourselves the monthly hit to our bank account is just the necessary cost of convenience or status. This graph shows exactly why that behavior is so damaging. The green line represents the total value of your new purchase dropping steeply the moment you take it home. At the same time, the red line shows the cumulative interest on your loan climbing steadily in the exact opposite direction. By accepting this standard arrangement, the middle class gets structurally locked into buying liabilities that actively destroy their wealth, month after month. The wealthy handle these purchases differently. They don't avoid taking on debt to buy expensive things. They simply refuse to let those expensive things sit around doing nothing. Financial educator Robert Kiyosaki highlights a specific strategy for building wealth. He points out that you can generate serious momentum by taking an existing liability and converting it directly into a working asset. The physical object you buy is rarely the problem. The strategy you apply to it determines whether it makes you rich or keeps you broke. Take the case of a young professional named Manjunath, working in Bengaluru. He had saved up a modest down payment for a car, but he hesitated to sign up for a traditional wealth-draining loan. He realized that buying a vehicle just to commute, only to leave it parked and idle for 90% of the day, made absolutely zero economic sense. So he executed a strategic pivot. He bought the car on finance, but partnered with a neighborhood driver who needed a vehicle to earn a living. Manjunath handed over the keys, allowing the car to work the streets during his normal office hours. Let's look at the math on this arrangement. The driver agreed to pay a flat rental fee of roughly 1,000 rupees per day. As those daily cash inputs started stacking up, they completely covered Manjunath's large monthly EMI block. This rental income was so consistent that by month 22, the massive loan balance dropped completely to zero. Manjunath paid off his vehicle without having to spend a single rupee from his own salary. By changing who used the vehicle during its idle hours, a rapidly depreciating liability became a self-funding asset. This exact same logic applies to real estate. An empty spare room in your house is a severe liability, silently costing you money in rent or mortgage payments every single month. The standard solution is bringing in a long-term tenant. But that comes with serious drawbacks, ranging from complicated legal agreements to a total loss of your personal privacy. Instead, look at the modern flip. You invest a small amount of capital into basic equipment. Take that dull, empty bedroom and equip it with targeted lighting, acoustic panels, and a professional microphone setup. You now have a specialized content studio. You can rent this microspace out by the hour to local podcasters, YouTubers, and online course creators who need a professional setup but can't afford their own commercial space. You bypass the risks of a traditional landlord while turning an inflexible dead space into a flexible, high-yield asset. We can scale this framework down to everyday consumer electronics, like premium smartphones or high-end laptops bought on monthly installment plans. If you are using these powerful processing devices strictly to stream movies and scroll through social media, they are acting as massive financial drains. This flowchart illustrates the choice you have. You can take the red path, using the device purely for consumption, leading directly to negative cash flow. Or you can take the green path, purchasing that exact same gadget on EMI and immediately using it to launch a freelance editing, design, or consulting business. A gadget's financial classification is defined entirely by its output. To build wealth, it must be treated as a production tool, not an entertainment toy. Whether we are looking at a commuter car, a spare bedroom, or a laptop, the underlying pattern is exactly the same. This diagram illustrates the idle time concept. The true difference between a liability and an asset is measured by this ratio, the tiny 2-hour slice of the day an object is used personally versus the massive 10-hour block it spends actively working or being rented out. Going back to Kiyosaki's principle, financial freedom doesn't require hoarding cash or living in total deprivation. It requires a proactive mindset where your purchases are carefully engineered to yield returns. Look around your immediate environment right now. Evaluate the things you already own and the things you are currently paying off through this specific lens. Identify your biggest monthly financial drain today and strategically flip it into your greatest financial asset.